So friends, today we're going to make this beautiful cinnamon toast. It's super delicious. So let's see what all we require for this lovely cinnamon toast. So I've taken about 4 slices of bread, and I've taken about 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar, 1/4 cup of milk, 1 egg, and I've taken about a teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Now I'm going to be using 2 slices of bread at the moment. So the quantity that I'm using right now is just for 2 slices of bread, because I'm just making it for my son. So if you want to make more, then you just double the quantity of the eggs and the milk. Now I'm going to beat the egg and put it into this flat kind of bowl, or you can even use a plate. I've added the sugar. Now the sugar you can adjust, according to how sweet you want it, because we are going to drizzle some pancake syrup on the top and some chocolate syrup, and so just adjust the amount of sugar. Now I'm going to add the milk. Now we want a very thick kind of a consistency. We don't want a runny consistency. So it should be just like a very thick, kind of a batter. And now I'm going to add this cinnamon powder. Now this cinnamon powder, I've just taken some cinnamon sticks and just, in my mortar and pestle, just ground them to a very fine powder. It doesn't take more than, 3 or 4 minutes to make the cinnamon powder, or you can use the ready-made bun. Now I'm going to mix everything well together so everything gets very well incorporated. That's very important. Now you could use regular sugar, but then icing sugar makes it much easier. You don't feel those granules of sugar in your mouth. So now I'm just going to cut the bread slices into half, because that makes it easier, you get, even size slices. I'm going to just soak these slices in this mixture for about, a minute or so, as my butter melts in the pan. Now I'm using a pan. I'm using this cast iron pan, but you can use any regular pan. I'm going with butter, so I'm using about a tablespoon of butter, but you can also use, coconut butter, you can use almond butter, you can go with olive oil, or even clarified butter or ghee. I wouldn't recommend using oil, but olive oil or butter, or that makes it more delicious. And now once my butter has melted, I'm just going to place these slices onto the butter, and I'm going to fry them really well on both sides. Keep your flame between low to medium, but we want to get this real golden brown and a crispy, crunchy kind of a toast. We don't want it to be soggy, we don't want it to be soft. So I actually timed it, and I saw that on each side you should keep it for at least about 3 minutes on each side on a low to medium flame. Do watch your toast, because every flame is different, every pan is different. So when you find that one side is nice and dark and golden brown and crispy, then you can turn it onto the other side. So it should look like it's still not done. I'm just turning it, but I will keep it again for another minute or so, because I really wanted to have that very crispy, crunchy effect. I don't want to go with soggy French, the cinnamon toast. So keep watching it, keep turning it, and the aroma is so amazing. Now you see that I've not added any vanilla essence, because if you add vanilla essence, then it will completely change the flavor of this toast. So that's why I'm going with cinnamon powder, because this is cinnamon toast and it has a beautiful flavor and taste. So now you can see that they have really crisped up, and they're really, really golden brown in color now. So this is what I'm looking for, a real nice toasty effect. And now once they're done, you're just going to transfer them onto the plate. And I would recommend having them nice and hot straight from the pan. Just drizzle some chocolate syrup and some pancake syrup, or whatever you like on your toast or your pancakes. Just add that. And I'm going to put some choco chips and some sliced up bananas. So give this a try, guys. It's simple and delicious. So let's start with today's lovely recipe. Now here I've sprouted 1 cup of chana or kala vatana, and now I'm going to pressure cook it for 1 whistle on high and simmer it for 10 minutes. This is how it will look. Now we're going to make a coarse paste And for that paste, I've taken half a cup of fresh coconut, about 4 dried red chilies, 2 tablespoons of tamarind soaked in some water, and some garam masala. Then I'm going to grind all the whole spices, grind the red chilies, grind the coconut along with this tamarind water to a very coarse paste. Now we're going to heat 1 tablespoon of oil in a pan. And once the oil is hot, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds. Once the mustard seeds begin to splutter, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi powder, half a teaspoon of red chili powder. Then we're going to add some 7 to 8 curry leaves. Now once the curry leaves are nice and fried, we're going to add this paste that we have ground, this coarse paste. Now we're going to fry this paste really, really well. Once the paste is nice and fried, we're going to add the black watanas that is sprouted along with the water that we have cooked it in the pressure pan. Mix everything really, really well. Now I'm going to add the water that it was cooking in the pressure pan. So for 1 vati of sprouted vatana, I've used about 2 cups of water. So I'm adding that water too. And we're going to mix everything really, really well. Now to sprout this black gram or black vatana, what I did is I took 1 cup of vatana, washed it really well, and then I kept it soaked in water for about 10 hours. Now I'm going to add some salt to taste. Then after 10 hours, I took out all the water and let the chana rest for about another 8 to 10 hours, and then you'll see that it starts to sprout. So when you're sprouting it, there should not be any water. So the water should be taken out after soaking it for 10 hours and then keeping it without any water for 10 hours, and you'll get the sprouts. And now I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of jaggery or gur. And when I'm pressure cooking this 1 cup, I've used 2 cups of water and pressure cooked it on 1 whistle on high and then simmered it or kept it on a low flame for about 10 minutes till it gets nice and cooked. Now we're just going to stir everything together. And now I'm going to add 1/4 cup of chopped coriander leaves. But now the recipe is not yet done. The most important part is there, and that is we're going to take a tadka pan or a tempering pan, and I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of oil to it. So we're going to add this tempering or this tadka or this fodni, and all we're going to do is just going to add a lot of chopped up garlic or lasun. So I've taken about, I think, 8 to 10 cloves of garlic and really chop them very, very fine. And once the oil is hot, I'm going to add the garlic to this, and I'm going to fry the garlic really well. If you haven't ever tried, giving a fotni of garlic to your dals or some of these special usals, you should. It just tastes amazing. And just to elevate the flavor, I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of red chili powder and again fry everything really, really well. And once all of this is really fried well, I'm going to add this to our usal, our kala vatana usal, and I'm going to mix everything really well. And now our usal is finally ready. So you must try out this dish, guys. It's super, super delicious. In fact, you can eat it all by itself, or it goes really well with some nice hot steamed rice or even some puris or chapatis. So I hope you do try out this recipe, and I'll catch you soon in my next recipe. See you guys. Bye. I've taken about 6 medium-sized onions, washed them well, peeled them, and I'm going to cut them into thin slices like this, and then just separate them and put them in a large bowl like this. So cut them lengthwise into thin rounds like this. Separate them and keep them aside. Here is a little closer look and a slower look. So for beginners, you can, just cut them like this. So I've slowed down the video. And then just crush them like this. Separate all the onion like this. And then we're going to put them in a large bowl. So I think 6 medium-sized onions should be fine. If you want more, then you can double the quantity. So now I'm just going to add some salt to taste. So roughly about 1 teaspoon, and I'm going to mix everything really well. And then we're going to set this aside for 15 minutes. And what the salt does is it, helps the onion to release, the onion juice or some kind of water from the onion. And you see after 15 minutes, the onion is completely wet. So that's what we're looking for. Now I'm just going to add a pinch of ova or ajwain. Next, I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon or a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin or jeera. Next goes in 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. Now you can adjust this according to your taste. If you want it more spicy, then just go with a 1/2 teaspoon more. If you want it less spicy, then only use 1/2 teaspoon. And now we're going to add 4 tablespoons of besan or chickpea flour. So just sprinkle it over the onion mixture like this. And then mix everything really nicely together. And then you're just going to add about roughly 4 tablespoons of water. You shouldn't have any of the dry chickpea flour in your bowl. And the mixture should not be too wet. It should just be, just the right consistency, not too watery or not too dry. And then you're just going to heat up some oil and you're just going to deep fry these onions. These onion pakoras or these bhajis till they're nice and golden brown in color. Let them fry well on a low to medium flame. The oil also should be nice and hot. And let them become nice and dark golden brown in color and nice and crispy. And then just drain them on some kitchen towel so the excess oil, you can get rid of the excess oil. So just put them in this manner. And let them fry really nicely. And your onion bhajis are all ready. You can have this with some lovely green chutney or some tomato ketchup. This goes amazingly well with a hot cup of tea or a hot cup of coffee. So I hope you liked today's quick and easy recipe. I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. This is Akshata signing off. Take care, guys. Bye. So friends, let's see how to make this delicious coleslaw. So here I've taken half a cup of mayonnaise. This is homemade mayonnaise. I'll leave a link of how I prepare my mayonnaise at home. You can also use store-bought. This is 2 cups of shredded cabbage. I'm going to add the cabbage to the mayo. Next, I'm going to add half a cup of shredded carrots, half a teaspoon of pepper, and some salt to taste. And now all we have to do is just mix everything together really, really well. And then just give it a taste test and just see whether you need more mayo or whether you need more pepper or more salt. And you need to refrigerate this till you're ready to use it. So give it a good mix. You can use it on the same day, or you can store it in an airtight container and use it for at least about 2 or 3 days. And this is your lovely coleslaw ready. Now, you can use this coleslaw in many ways, like I'll show you. So you can make yummy sandwiches with this, little mini sandwiches as starters, or a light brunch or lunch. Or you can put them on canopies, or you get these flat biscuits, which are very wafer thin in different flavors. You can use those. Or you can just put them on some crackers. So I just like to cut off the edges because that way the sandwiches also look very pretty. Don't overstuff it, just put the right amount. And here I've prepared some burnt garlic rice as well as some chicken kebabs, and I'm just going to serve this as a salad. So I'll leave a link to my chicken kebabs and my burnt garlic rice, which are both very delicious. So you can serve it as a salad. And that's your coleslaw all ready. A very simple recipe with very few ingredients. So I hope you liked today's recipe, guys. If you did, then don't forget to give this video a like, and I'll catch you soon in my next video. Bye. Friends, let's begin with today's lovely banana bread recipe. Now here I've taken about 4 small bananas which are just ripened. This is 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of butter, 1 egg, 1/3 cup of milk, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, and I've just greased my loaf tin. So first I'm going to mix in all the dry ingredients together, that is the baking powder, the sugar and the flour, and I'm going to whisk it well and keep it aside. Then I'm going to beat up my egg, keep all my wet ingredients ready, and now I'm going to mash up these bananas really well. I'm going to add in the milk, the vanilla essence, give it a good mix. Next goes in my butter. The butter should be at room temperature, then it's easier to work with it. And then the egg goes in and just mix everything well together. Now all ingredients with their measurement in grams will be in the description box below. Now add the dry mixture a little at a time and just fold it in. Now this would be a good time to preheat your oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. So just keep that preheated. That's very important whenever you're doing a baking of cakes or breads, that you preheat your oven. And now that you've mixed everything well together, you just have to pour this into your cake tin or loaf tin. Now if you don't have a loaf tin like this, you can go with your regular cake tin that you use. Just smoothen out everything. Give it a dab and smoothen it out. And then just put it into your oven and bake it at 180 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. Keep an eye on it because every oven is different. And after 1 hour, first of all, your home will be filled with this beautiful aroma of baked banana bread. And it's really beautiful, and you just, it's so tempting that you just can't wait for it. Just to cut it up and eat it, but you have to wait. So let it cool completely for about 20 minutes till you're able to, actually touch the cake tin. It should be completely cool before you demold it, because that's the best way. Otherwise, if your cake is still hot, then it might just crumble. So then just loosen up the edges, and you can see that the cake is already, loosened up from the cake tin. Just flip it over. Even the base is nicely baked. The cake tin is nice and clean. That's because we did grease it, and plus our cake is well baked. Then just take another plate, invert it on top of it like this, and then just cut it up and enjoy these slices. The banana flavor just comes through so well, and because you've cooled it up, it's really easy to cut. Use a serrated knife and just kind of saw the cake, because that's the easiest way to get a clean cut slice. And friends, if you haven't ever eaten banana cake, then you have to try this out. It's really delicious.